Some,
UCLA 1997 study showed that teenagers within the ages of 18 to adults at the ages of 34 had unprotected sex with chemicals that actually link to alcohol. Okay?
Right.
Alcohol,
Right.
Xanax, date rape, GHB.
We are not fighting against all the other drugs and
strictly marijuana.
And
Not
marijuana
only
does
that.
impair your judgment. It does, just like any other drug does. It impairs your judgment.
It
Prove
impairs
that
your
it
It's
doesn't.
not like you are
Prove
when
that
you're
it doesn't.
sober.
That's all I ask. Just prove.
It does impair your judgment, but it does not affect anything previously learned. So if you have done a job as a parent to tell your kid not to have sex and they've listened, then it's not going to matter. It affects anything while they're under the influence that they are learning. So unless you're teaching your kid about sex when they're high, they should be able to remember it.
Who's truly been high here? Because I mean,
I used to smoke a lot
from
of weed.
someone who hasn't
A lot.
smoked, it just doesn't mean anything to me right now.
I have,
You have?
yes.
So you mean to tell me you never got high and made a mistake?
No,
Never.
no, because when I did indulge like that, what I'm doing is recreation. I'm not on my job, or I'm not going to my job high. Period.
There's a
Not
difference.
even that, but that goes as far as narcotic pain medication. See, but you're always gonna have people who abuse anything.
Exactly.
So
that's why we should never
marijuana
legalize it.
is not any
Like that.
That's
different.
why we should never legalize.
Exactly.
Marijuana needs to be legalized.
Are you looking at this from a criminal standpoint?
No, I'm not. I'm looking
Because
at it-
drug use in
I'm
general
looking
is
at
a
this from a
victimless crime.
safety standpoint.
Okay, what
Safety
about
standpoint.
alcohol? What about
Well,
alcohol?
I mean, I don't agree with alcohol either. We can get rid of that too.
We should,
I mean,
Prohibition never works, Norman.
Right.
Prohibition never works.
I never said it
Marijuana
did.
has
I'm
to
not
be-
talking about marijuana right now. I want to talk about marijuana right now.
Marijuana, we're talking about it right now.
Okay.
Okay.
What does that have to do with alcohol or prohibition?
It doesn't matter. You're comparing marijuana to drugs that actually promote violence. Okay?
I'm speaking on safety.
On safety
On
here, I
safety.
drove every day to high school under the influence of some sort of, whether it be marijuana or maybe a Tylenol. Okay? And there was no problems with me. When I studied for my exit exams for English in 11th grade, I actually got a B+. I think it was an 88%. Then with or without, I had not studied. I smoked a little marijuana and I studied. And what it does is it actually, okay, of course it, inhibits your neurons, okay? And it destroys your recessive brain cells. Now get this, but the dominant ones that stay in your brain stay stronger. Cambridge University did a study on marijuana and how it showed that if you smoked it once, you have a 50% chance of increasing your psychosis. Okay? Now that stuff doubles. It goes to 250% if you smoked it more than 10 times. 10 times, people. I can guarantee you I've smoked marijuana more than 10 times, and I'm not crazy. Now, y'all may think so. That's not the case.
Now, but Norman, going back to what you were saying with making mistakes, right? When you're under the influence of marijuana?
Yeah.
Is that any different from making a mistake when, because I know I've made mistakes before and I've never been high.
Exactly. That's why I just really don't understand anything said. It's clearly about safety right now. I mean, we're
Because-
talking about legalizing marijuana here.
right.
I mean, come on here.
Or at the from a medical standpoint, at the very least, it should be decriminalized. I don't think that, I don't even know if they sell $5 a bag for weed anymore, but,
They sell nickel bags.
okay, you should not be criminalized for that. That's personal use. And what I do in my time in my home, that's my business. And not only that, but it's a statute on the books from 1939 that you and anybody else have the right to be a drug user.
You know any dope boys?
Dope boy.
Dope boys.
P-boys.
Dope boys. You know any
Dope,
dope
Of
boys?
course I do.
You know?
Yes.
Okay. You know any drug dealers?
Yes, I do.
Okay. What kind of people are they?
What kind of people? Some are actually very friendly.
Very
Okay.
friendly.
Some are
Oh,
actually
okay.
very friendly.
Admitting they're very friendly.
Yeah.
So when 7-year-old little Timmy, that's very friendly also, walks up to him and asks him for a nickel sack, as you would say, and he sells it to him, I mean, when Timmy gets high, who's going to speak for that?
There's always problems in this world. That's no different than little Michael going to a liquor store and saying, "Hey, mister," can you buy me this, 40 ounce of OE, or hey mister, can I get some goose to get me loose? It's no different, man.
There's no
Not only-
difference, but I mean, are you saying that it's okay? Are you
Absolutely not, but that's the thing with falafel, you
Well,
said
now you're
prescription
contradicting
medication.
what you just said.
No, I am not.
What I'm saying is this, marijuana needs to be legalized for medical use.
Exactly, medical
It's
use.
no
Now
stipulation.
you guys are confusing me. Now you guys are confusing me. You came at me as in you wanted to,
I'm
nationalize it. I mean, let everyone smoke a joint.
I'm talking about
Now we're
as
talking
a
about.
medical, from my medical standpoint.
Well, that's good. I believe you on that.
Okay.
I can take your oath on that.
But, there's a but. I also think it needs to be decriminalized. I don't think you having a dime, whatever, should get the same time as a child molester for marijuana.
To touch
No.
on,
Understood.
I really
Yeah, I
don't.
But it should not be legalized for everyone
touch on
to use.
your,
But it's not
You're
gonna
going
be,
down.
it wouldn't be for everyone to use.
to touch on your thing about little Timmy going down to the corner of the street and buying a bag of dope.
Yes, sir.
The reason he can do that right now is because it takes about $1.70 to make marijuana and produce it to the street level.
Yes, sir.
There's actually a $6, it sells for, what is it, $8 somewhere around per ounce, is that correct?
Well, I mean, if we're talking big ounces of high quality marijuana,
Are you saying $8 per ounce?
no.
I believe you guys. I mean,
Not
you
only
bring
that.
facts. I mean, go on the streets and find out about marijuana.
It's about $60 an ounce.
There you go. Now we're talking.
Yeah. $8 an
But the profit margin in that is about $6.30 versus what they're having to spend on it, which is $7 or $1.70.
Yeah.
So the reason you have the drug dealers on the corners is because they make so much money. If you legalize it, now they have competition in the convenience stores, which little Timmy, who is 9 years old, cannot go down and buy.
Mhm.
Why would you pay, like, if you can go to Walmart and get a TV for $100, you're not going to go to Circuit City and pay for that same TV for $200.
Right. Oh, you got it.
Not only that, but if marijuana is legalized, the government comes in, they do the stipulations on it, it's controlled, because you can grow marijuana in your backyard
Yes, you can.
right now. You can grow it. And when it's out on the street, what do they do with it? Stuff in it?
Yes,
They lace it. It's
sometimes
called
they,
lacing it.
I mean, sometimes they put health hazards in it also. I mean,
So it needs to be legalized.
But if
where
it's
more
legalized,
control.
then wouldn't it be easier for the drug dealers to go and buy it?
No.
Not at all.
Release it,
No.
whatever they
Look
want?
at Holland. Holland has a 4% crime rate. That crime comes from either big cartel families which are distributing ecstasy. Since marijuana is legal there are no marijuana-related crimes. Now, there are given drug-related crimes. Just like driving, I'm not saying that marijuana should be legal and everybody should use it from little Timmy to old man Jenkins, okay? Like alcohol, if you're driving under the influence of marijuana, you should be punished. But that use, to inhibit that use, to inhibit that law, like you can't use it whatsoever, that's just wrong. Marijuana is a Schedule I drug. If it was a Schedule II drug, my friend has multiple sclerosis, okay? Now, he needs that chemical in marijuana. It's called THC, delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol, okay? That lubricates his lumbar, all right? You can't get that from Marinol, okay? You can't get that from phencyclidine, okay? Which is another drug that they use inserted via needle. You can't. You can't.
Not only that, but going back to what you said, and my point earlier was that because that drug dealer has competition in the convenience store, there is no incentive for him to buy it off of the shelf at the convenience store and then go out and sell it because he's not making a profit. Why would you buy it from that drug dealer when you can get it cheaper in the convenience store?
because you can make it.
You can make it.
You can make it. I mean,
But it's no longer laced now. It's still pure, and you can use it for medicinal purposes, and you're not having to pay,
because you
in-
can make it.
Mhm.
So you're saying that you would rather it be brought from the store? That's what you're saying, maybe like cigarettes. I mean, you just got
Yeah.
a big pack of marijuana.
Well, drugs
Yeah,
right now
it's-
is a tax-free economy. It's making over $300 billion a year whether we like it or not, and that's not limited to marijuana.
And the war on drugs, non-existent. If you think, do you think we're winning the war on drugs?
I mean, I can't say